Hi, diddly ho, friendaloons. It's Rale, back once more after 2 weeks of suffering through not having internet. I'm joined by Whacker and Storm. Say hi, lads. And immediately they peak the sound thing.
Oh God!
There is a darkness that has arrived.
Who is this again? I want
I am
my
here
apple
to
pop.
gently stroke your hair
Let's turn
and
it
tell
down
you you're
just a
pretty.
little. If sounds
But
screwy, it's because I moved over the course of the last 2 weeks, and so my sound settings might be off due to movement of the mic and everything. Please tell me if anything sounds off. I will get the things adjusted as I can.
oh, that reminds me. Rail's new address is 12345 Shitpost Avenue.
Remember to send him plenty of pizza.
Nowhere.
Actually, now that I don't live there anymore, so in my previous city, I lived on a street called Hoedown Drive.
Ho down! Ho down!
There's never been a more Missouri street than Hoedown Drive.
Rail. I pray that you move to Hootenanny Boulevard.
I did not. I moved to a relatively normal sounding street.
Bully Snick says, time for Space Combat Barbie Simulator.
Space Combat Barbies.
So yeah, Rail, you need to be a little bit louder. Whacker needs to be a bit quieter. I need to be a bit quieter.
I'm not loud.
Adjusting.
How-
A little better.
How dare?
Also, hi, Blue.
It's a blue gentleman.
Okay, so I will try to flicker my mute whenever I feel a cough coming on, but sometimes they ambush me. For context, on literally day one on my move, I caught bronchitis, and I still have it. The last 2 weeks have been suffering.
I mean, for you maybe, but for us it's been blessed quiet. Basically.
Oh, don't even act. What was lots of dad jokes, but...
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I have missed you, Rail. You're a delight.
I try.
And you help keep a lot of negative attention off me.
It's the
He's not
realization
wrong.
when Rail's gone that, oh wait, Rail wasn't the problem.
Rail absolutely is the problem.
We're all the problem. Maybe the real problem was the friends we made along the way.
That's like the most profound thing you've said in a long time.
Eat my, and I cannot emphasize this enough, entire ass.
Storm implying he has an ass.
No, it'll feed people for generations. We're good.
Don't you dare say that I'm flat, Rail. I have an amazing ass. It's so plump and muscular.
So, honest truth, I don't know. You were one of the people who I specifically was like, not gonna bother. That would be awkward.
But
Pretty much
I
anybody who
tease.
stays in the same building is also like, no.
look,
Oh,
violence.
remember, I have not played in 2 weeks at least.
This is the excuse pre starting up before he starts failing horribly at this.
I mean, I literally put in the text, bad at this game.
Hey, Rail.
Yes?
I beat Super Mario World recently. I didn't die the first enemy.
Twice in a row.
One,
Let's not forget that.
Love you. Actually, I do want a cookie, but I can't have one right now.
oh no, whatever will you
Are
do?
you?
And I will cry.
He'll sit there and piss and moan the whole fucking stream about it.
I want my cookie! Anyways.
Yeah, remembering which... Okay.
Stormy.
Samurai! Would eating Storm's entire ass be the Book of Acidus?
No, it'd probably be like the Stephen Hawking version of how the universe was made, because it's about that big.
It seems Quinlist has read the horoscopes.
Oh god. Yeah, I've been putting off doing that because I'm not ready for that level of psychic damage right now. Storm.
Yes, you are. You'll enjoy
Storm.
it. You'll enjoy it.
Okay, what is this horoscopes you have been talking about?
No, don't. Okay, you went there. Good job.
So, our newspaper, The Legionnaire, has finally released its second issue, and at some point, somebody suggested maybe we should have BPL horoscopes, and after seeing my first article, Will was like, Stormsong, would you like to write some horoscopes?
Oh no.
Yes? So,
I should ask if I can put in a dad joke of the month.
He'll probably take it.
No. To the rest of the world, I apologize. Okay.
Okay, so when you do the horoscopes, you need to add the extra R to make them horoscopes. I already asked people to send me their dad jokes. If anybody's never checked my profile on the Discord, that's literally what it says. Send me your best dad joke. Do it. If I get permission, I'll do the best dad joke of the month each month out of the ones people send me and I find on my own.
If any of you send him anything, I will find you and I will do unspeakable things.
Whacker, don't you send me stuff?
Shut up.
That's besides the point.
Okay, so the problem is everything's frozen over because the heating system's been clogged up, so we're trying to figure out how to reactivate the heat. To do so...
Meet Nirman!
Jeez. Let's see.
By the way, expect this boss fight to take me a couple tries. There's a specific part of it that I'm particularly not good at.
All of it?
No? Most of it I'm passable at, but there's a specific part that will probably kill me multiple times.
Sensible.
Hey Whacker, remember a long time ago when you noted the thing that was taken apart in that one science room?
You're not sharing the thing. Oh God, you woke it up!
I had a friend.
Rale.
Sometimes I see these environments and I'm like, what the fuck were the Chozo smoking?
I think the better question is what was
Mayhaps. It's like, they were an enlightened race. Incidentally, look at all these horrors they left behind.
Yeah.
The fridge logic is astounding. Mercury asks, Storm Bondo, can you make a song for the next Tex Talks Battletech that takes raindrops keep falling on my head to mech drops keep falling on this planet? Lol.
Also, fun fact, I recognize the sound that. That was the roar from the very first boss in Metroid Prime. Whatever the fuck that thing was in the reactor.
One second, I have to make a call to one of my business partners. I'll be right back.
Ah!
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Actually, I take that back. I was wrong. It's not
Oh, there it is.
it's the Flagra, the big plant boss.
Also, if you want to know the attack that's going to kill me repeatedly, it's that one right there.
Rale, you do good work, buddy.
I mean, we got at least one yeehaw scene.
Okay, I'm back.
No, you're not. Are you really?
Yes.
Now, Black will see the whole cutscene.
What is... What? Oh, it's... Okay. Oh, that's lovely. That's... kill it with fire. Lots and lots and lots of fire.
So there's a YouTuber and Twitcher I watch called Shy Guy Express. You should check out his content; it's really cool. And he mostly does like stuff from the Metroid hacking community. And I hadn't watched his stuff in a little bit, and I just opened up the YouTube channel to see if I'd watch something from that later today. Only to see, wouldn't you guess it, Whacker, somebody rebuilding Axiom Verge in Super Metroid.
I would ask why, but I already know the answer to it. The answer is autism.
Because SNES hackers be like that. Axiom Verge is great. Pleasant.
The fucking soundtrack for that is epic.
It's like if Super Metroid in the 80s had a baby.
Haven't you ever wanted to vomit pure plasma?
Potentially. Bear in mind, though, biologically that's possible if we're talking about blood plasma.
No, I'm talking about the state.
Is it a bad sign that you said State of Matter and 4 or 5 different songs tried to play in my head at the same time?
No.
This is true.
Behold the nerd! Most unholy of things.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to say anything and jinx it, but yeah, no.
Okay, knock on wood. I just knocked on wood.
Also knocking on wood.
Yep. Knock on wood. Oh!
Yes, definitely shoot it in the fucking brains as it's climbing along the whatever.
So, yeah, we did lots of things. I'm pretty right now.
Is it actually dead though?
Yes. It's very dead.
Oh, look, it got melted.
The heat is on.
Mystery! The heat is on!
Yay!
Remember who did that song? God damn it, now I'm getting all kinds of 80s songs stuck in my head.
What can I say except you're welcome? Okay.
Live to fly.
Think Okay, so that's very much the same mechanic from Metroid Fusion.
What?
The absorbing shit.
Yeah, because they're X-parasites now. Remember? We let the X-parasites out and now they... No.
Whacker missed a session or two of this, if I recall.
So yeah, we
Because
let
of
the
old.
X-parasites from Fusion out, and that's the thing now.
Let the parasites out.
Samus still be getting down with her bad parasite absorbent self.
Does she still look human? Is she fused with her suit now?
She is at least partially fused with her suit, yes. Facial-wise, I believe she's still it was always just behind the little glass pane. There's not really much directly attaching for the suit to fuse with.
Yeah, I think the developers said at one point that they had intentions to like show some of like the mutations in her body, but they decided against it because they didn't want to expose more skin than they already do in some Metroid art.
I mean, I don't think they really expose skin so much as, like, flagrantly display her,
Gazongas.
her stackedness is where I was going with that.
Let's see. Izar says, wishing I could get that boss monster to apply pink foam cleaner to my bathroom after battle. Would save me so much effort if it could. For some reason, Samurai is talking about houseboats and estuaries.
We don't listen to him anymore. He says lots and lots of things.
I think they're profound. And Bully Snake says, video killed the radio star. Oh, okay then. Cause your lips are venomous poison running
What
through
killed the
my
radio star was
veins.
these prices!
I didn't have anything for it.
No, you were busily yodeling instead of paying attention to the opportunity that was set before
That's fair. But I can't just be a one-trick pony. I have to be at least a two-trick pony.
You're
I'm not being a pony.
Are you, no,
I refuse, madam.
he's a cheap trick.
Oh god.
I know what I'm looking
at. Yesterday I checked and apparently I was going to the show. I feel like this was a prophecy that I was unaware of until this moment.
So, the one that weirds me out a lot of times is, like, I looked at my old Xbox Live account from ages ago. Haven't used it in years, haven't needed to. And I had forgotten that before, you know, I ever got into My Little Pony, before I ever realized, you know, what Twilight Sparkle would be, my symbol that I used in our Halo group was a scarlet and purple unicorn. And I was like, huh.
I mean, oh god, mine will... Whenever I goofed up and let, what do you call it?
Brilliant.
I let Xbox choose my name on accident the first time I created an Xbox Live account, and I got Slavic,
Oh boy!
Slavic Pegasus.
Sounds like Tim's brony name.
I feel like... I feel like Tim's brony name would be something like the Screaming Pierogi. The pierogi that hates. No. I love Tim. So I am excited for tomorrow night.
Oh.
No, you're not.
Because the last session of my game was like, yay, we beat the bad guy! Warp core breach imminent. Oh.
Yeah, you dick.
So now the party gets to fix a warp core breach.
Translate. Somebody else in the party gets to fix it. We're all just going to keep it alive.
Well, you guys have to deal with a lot of frightened civilians.
Many civilians. Wicked civilians. The worst kind of civilians.
Yes. I won't say it's a new trend, but it is becoming slightly more of a thing, misplaced.
What is?
Purple muscles in robot suits. A lot of like animes apparently have been doing that recently. Like I've seen it before, but I wouldn't call it a new trend. Maybe it's just becoming more common suddenly.
I don't know. I mean...
Because, like, even in the one I've been watching recently, Kataro, there's a part where the guy, like, summons an Oni's strength, and suddenly, like, these big purple muscles rip out of his body and form new arms.
I mean, part of it might be going off of, like, human muscles can look purple with no strain on them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's probably calling back to that.
It could also be that whole, like, purple and green are typically how you indicate, like, gross and or horror and or something in a lot of Japanese art design. Oh, not even Japanese, like a lot of Western art design. Yeah, poison and stuff.
Which is funny because they're also like super rare and stuff like that.
I mean, the one that immediately leaps to mind was, of course, the Inuyasha. Like, the miasma was always purple.
Yeah. And green gas, you know, kind of being things like that. Actually, as I think about it, trying to remember that My Hero villain.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for Storm, it always comes back to My Hero Academia.
Speaking of My Hero Academia, Storm, did you see
Oh,
that
God.
Shigaki's original quirk was actually supposed to be a flight quirk like his grandma?
I need to catch up, but I'm not surprised by that, because the shit that All For One did to just, like, swap everyone's powers around all the time.
gotta get the exact timing right.
Casta says, purple and green is how you show horror in art design. I knew Barney was sus. Oh, thank you for following, Hangry Wolverine. Welcome to WBPL 76, legally defined as entertainment.
Oh, the boopity didn't show up.
We value your time more than you do.
I'll need to look that later.
Here, have all of our little social medias in case you're interested. We have YouTube. We have this Twitch channel. We have a Discord. The Discord's a silly place.
We have a giant obnoxious horse.
You're welcome.
Whacker whines about horses, Storm leaves something.
It is a pretty bad horse.
Bad horse, bad horse, bad horse, I'm bad.
He rides across the nation with
The thoroughbred of sin.
Well, the Ox is a particularly silly place. Just remember to read and follow the rules, please and thank you.
Yes. And if you ever have the needful, you can talk to one of the mods, get your bearings on the place.
I want to complain about the Ox. There's this one mod who's like a big horse, and he's really loud, and yeah.
I mean, complain all you like.
Mod complaint lodged.
Complain all you want. You can't unfuck your eardrums.
I hate that you're right.
For some people, tinnitus is... You know what? I'm not finishing that
Storm!
Baron of Derpshire says, yeah, horse mod can be a bit of a nag.
Well played.
Boo.
Well played.
Boo. Yes.
Yes, Pucker Factor 7 is a state of mind.
I mean, when Rale's playing, yeah.
For some people, tinnitus is the baseline for a rap beat. That's unfortunately extremely true. Let's just say there are some...
Rabbit had to work in a factory so he could have the tinnitus to be able to...
Maybe. As a sound engineer, there are some venues I just won't go to because they don't seem to understand this concept of... Yes, 120 is where damage begins to start immediately. That said, sustained 100 decibels or 90 decibels itself can start to damage your hearing if you're not careful.
Being around Storm Song for more than a few minutes can also start to damage your brains. Ask me how I know.
You know, because you are snuggly, and I chose to snuggle.
So, for folks with tinnitus, silence is overrated. I've heard like 100% silence, and I hate it. It's no, it honestly gives me more anxiety. I like having the background noise.
You ever get the chance to be in an anechoic chamber, don't do it.
I would like to try it. I'm
that's
curious
not...
to see how long I would last, because supposedly like people can't stand there. I'm curious how long I could do it.
Yeah. So I was also not saying don't do it to everyone in general. I was saying that to Rale specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about anechoic chambers is you start to hear your blood vessels. Because if there is no ambient noise in the atmosphere around you, if like you can't hear anything, then your ear will turn inward.
I've heard of
And
the
you'd be
inner
a...
ear, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, an anechoic chamber is a chamber that is acoustically designed to have absolute zero reflection, or at least as close to absolute zero reflection as possible. And it achieves it to enough of a degree that any reflections are quieter than your own internal body noise. Now, the purpose of such a thing is testing sound equipment. Trying to get as perfect of, tests on sound quality as possible. But there have been experiments to, how well people deal with it.
So, as an example, when Storm went in there, it sounded like a very angry trash compactor combined with a sewer pipe.
Silence.
Storm?
Silence!
I'm helping.
You're mean.
I'm helping.
I can summarize my whole shtick with not being able to hear anything that does this. People who have had children or people who have lived with someone with a heart condition can confirm that silence from the other room is one of the scariest things possible.
And now when they're taking naps.
Well, yeah. Yeah, silence when they're awake is where you're terrified.
Yeah.
Okay, that needs to go back.
There is a pet peeve from the Metroid hack community. So there's a trick you can do in Metroid. I've achieved it twice. It's not easy by any stretch, and really I don't think it was even actually intended initially, though it became ensconced in the games, called infinite bomb jumping. And,
oh, God.
And there are some mods that require it. Or not mods, some hacks that require it. It's okay, it's one thing to require, lots of wall jumping or learning how to mothball. It's an entire different thing to require infinite bomb jumping.
Thank you, Storm! You just unlocked a core trauma memory. Remember that one fucking area in the Phazon mines in Metroid Prime? Where you're in ball mode and you're in that fucking water tank along the walls.
Oh god,
and
yeah.
You gotta double bomb jump up to get a missile expansion in the fucking water. Thank you, Storm, for unlocking that trauma. I appreciate it. Deeply, deeply fucking appreciate it.
I love you.
Storm!
Let's see.
So now I'm curious, Whacker, you played the Metroid Prime remaster?
No.
Probably should.
Casta says those chambers sound like anxiety testers.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Probably.
Okay, so this was obviously not the way I was supposed to go yet.
But what if it was?
It's not. I don't have screw attack or the line bomb yet, which would make that area much easier.
Skill issue?
You see, Silent Console, that is the desirable outcome. You find the kids reading.
Yeah, finding the kids reading is the desirable outcome. Not so much an unbelievable wonder.
No, I feel like I could threaten my nephews and niece into reading, because they know that I'll start trying to do, Gen Alpha speak, and then they'll be like, no, Uncle, please, no.
Uncle, no, not the vocab.
Fucking Vexy did me a dirty.
What'd he do?
Last night. So, I don't remember what it was, but something came up and... Oh, it was the Rizzard thing. The Rizzard of Oz. And Wizard of Oz, and I think Vex came up with that. And I started laughing, and I said, "Send that to Crispy immediately." Not fucking like 30 seconds later, Crispy joins chat, and he goes, "Whacker." I said, "What?"
Yes.
Let's head back up over to this way. I don't want to do everything if I can help it. Oh, but I can move easier through the water now. I could maybe kill it? Alright.
What if you killed it with fire?
Weirdly enough, Samus doesn't really get fire weapons.
The only one I remember is the plasma weapon from Prime.
Yeah, I guess there's technically the plasma. That's about
That
it
thing
as far
fucked too. The plasma beam,
Oh yeah, no, plasma beam is great.
like
I get
fully
the plasma beam in
charged,
this game, too.
just like disintegrated shit. Like other things that you could otherwise not even remotely harm, just. It's like the disintegrator beam from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't actually go this way yet.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't go through this door. It's a one-way only. Which means coming here was pointless.
This was a mistake.
Scale 1 to 10, pretty mistakey.
I have done a goof. Okay. We got out though. Okay, so we definitely don't need to be in this area.
Yeah, we did.
Bacon Wrath! The flamethrower were in prime Bacon Wrath!
I could go for some bacon right now.
Understandable.
Whacker, you're banned from baking. You know what you did.
I have no idea of what heresy you speak. With your mouth word sounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, Whacker likes his bacon soft.
Yeah, like somewhere, like not rubbery, but like definitely not crispy either. Like juicy bacon.
Crispy bacon. It's the best bacon.
This is the point, chat, where I remind you that Rale has many opinions and they are all bad, wrong, and horrible.
Yeah, especially that one about human rights.
You know what? I mean, I have opinions about human rights. Namely, the people.
Well, no, that was the joke, that, like Whacker was saying, you know, all of Rail's opinions are bad, and, like, even the one where he believes people should have rights.
I mean, it might be a bad and uncomfortable opinion, but it's not a wrong opinion. It's just kind of a, bro, why would you say this out loud for everybody opinion?
That's fair.
I mean, that's like half of the shit that Storm says.
Well, more not like it's offensive, but like it's an uncomfortable truth sort of thing.
Humans, says Baron of Derpshire, revealing that he's probably Ferengi.
So I know you said Ferengi, but I heard Ferengi. Yeah.
The great material continuum and fursuits.
Oh, God. Storm.
I will now curse you.
That's going to be the last thing that's going to be the last sentence ever uttered on this planet before mankind annihilates itself. It'll be, God damn it, Storm.
Yeah, my
You know
opinion
it,
on
right?
rights is similar to my opinion on morals. Is there's not really any intrinsic ones. People have the rights and the morals that they can afford.
Yes. Wait a minute, Bacon Breath, is that Brack?
Looks like a blackfish.
Oh
As
no,
opposed-
I have another thing for Crispy to draw at some point.
No.
Barack Obama.
I want to be angry, but I can't.
Oh god, my organs.
Like, I feel this need to be angry. Like, deeply and profoundly angry, but it's like... just... I don't know.
Can't wait till I get the last one. Context plasma beam just goes right through all of them.
When in doubt. Oh god. So my rabbi and I came to the conclusion yesterday that if you were to do WBP or not WBPL, sorry, just professional wrestling in general, but with My Little Pony, then the Undertaker's name would be Glue Factory.
Bruh.
I mean, I can't fault his logic.
Okay, the long load screen had me worried for a second. Confused rail noises.
I have discovered the joy of podcasts on Spotify. And I am now listening to a bunch of them.
Have you checked out Dungeons and Daddies yet?
No, I'm concerned by that name.
I promise it's not something. Okay, if you want the actual thing, Diggs is the one who suggested it to me.
Okay, I'll trust that for now.
I mean, Diggs can, when he wants to, can, you know...
Okay, Diggs suggested it to me as a legitimate suggestion. Whenever I asked.
So like, what do they cover? Is it just like general Dungeons and Dragons stuff,
It's a
or?
D&D campaign that is, they're all dads who get Isekai and have to rescue their kids. And they're all kind of the incompetent dads tropes, but different variations of it. Hilarity ensues.
So like, incompetent dad, as in like the Homer Simpson, the Tim the Toolman Taylor type characters,
Yeah.
or are we talking about like the Peter Griffins? Because like,
I don't think any of them are like a Peter Griffin.
okay,
There's
good.
one who's like the doormat, one who's like the alcoholic uncle. Like, none of them are like offensive stereotypes, just kind of stereotypes. And
Well, it's one thing. It's one thing if the dad's goofy. There's a lot of times where like a lot of these shows really trash on dads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I honestly I have too much trauma from like the incompetent dad.
I get that. I don't care for the incompetent dad trope very much either. So this is coming from someone who doesn't like that trope. It's generally handled really well.
Okay, so it's more the goofy dad trope than the incompetent dad trope. Like, for example, if you pay attention in most content in latter-day Disney stuff about Goofy, strangely enough, actually a really good and competent father. Just not competent at everything else.
I mean, Goofy is competent in a lot of things, he just accident-prone.
Well, yeah, that's probably a better way to put it.
Who's married into a family who's highly accident-prone. I'm glancing pointedly at my wife right now.
That's one way of putting it. She's gonna hurt us, isn't she?
This outcome seems inevitable.
Arm.
Hi, Wacker.
Nice storm.
Kaboom.
Oh no, Goofy is easily probably my favorite Disney character.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting because if you watch some of the older Looney Tunes cartoons, like back where they weren't necessarily serialized, you weren't necessarily supposed to need to know any kind of story going on, but if you paid attention, there was a bit of story going on in the background. There is a lot of stuff that implies that Goofy's wife cheated on him. Or at least his first wife, so there's like a whole fan theory that Max is from a second wife. But because there's a lot of those jokes of like Goofy's son in some of the old cartoons has red hair, when neither he or his wife have red hair, and then every now and then he'll open the door and accidentally get kissed by a red-haired milkman.
Yeah. Though, if I'm correct, like, those aren't canon with, like, the Goofy that has Max as his son.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, this is the whole, like, if you were to take them as the same canon, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And granted, this is all fan theory, it's taking it all way too much, because we're talking about fucking Goofy here.
This is something I've actually looked into, because during Cookie streams, and, yeah, there is no canon Max's mom. I do know that when they were doing Goofy Troop, one of the things they were looking into doing was to have Max's mom had passed away.
That's the impression I always had.
That is something that they were looking into but never actually did. It was just kind of initial, like, we're storyboarding ideas, but this is not actual canon yet. But that's, I'd say, probably going to be the closest to canon.
Yeah. And yeah, UNC Samurai has the right of it. They were meant to be filler run before movies. As long as they came in under budget and cleared standards, they had a lot of leeway.
So I actually like the idea of Goofy as the widower. And allow me to context this. This makes his whole taking care of Max and still being, you know, all heart like he is, despite the loss he's experiencing, way harder, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's valuable.
So the other thing then is, there's a whole fan theory about how Donald Duck clearly has, like, PTSD.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because, you know, like, he clearly served in the military. In fact, he was used as, like, a war bonds now kind of character for a long time. And he's somebody who goes into fits of extreme anger in a way that kind of suggests that maybe is his, like, coping mechanism. And so with that and what we just said about Goofy in mind, there's always a part of me that's like, you could have had moments in Kingdom Hearts that got way more real.
Yeah, no. One of my favorite Kingdom Hearts memes is it's Goofy introduces Sora to Max, and then Donald and Sora are just staring, and Sora's like, wait, Goofy fucks? And Donald is like, Goofy fucks.
Oh my god.
He fucks.
That was the most unacceptable shit I have heard all fucking day long, Rale.
Oh yeah, let's see people in chat. Oh yeah, that is a fun fact. Donald Duck has legit discharge papers from the U.S. Army. I think after World War II because they used him as the whole one of the buy war bonds characters.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh,
Donald Duck has
I
seen some shit.
I've pretty much seen like every what do you want to call them, like Disney short
From that time.
just back through like time. I've seen pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
And it also, you want to talk about feeling old, like legit feeling fucking old. The whole like realizing how old some of these videos are, some of these shorts are. Like, a couple, a decade or so ago when I, kind of started finding these things again for reasons. I did not realize that the old windmill Disney thing
Yeah. Yeah.
was from fucking before World War II.
Yep.
Ah,
Yeah, like we think of the 1900s as part of the modern era, but the 1900s started 125 years ago.
yeah.
And now we even have, people in the chat who the 1900s are clearly in history and they were never around for it.
There are people who can drink who've never experienced the 1900s. Also,
Thank
it hurts
you.
to say the words the 1900s. And I was born in the 90s, like I was at the very tail end of that beep, and I'm like, no!
Yep, that do me how it do me do.
There we go, screw attack acquired.
Screw you, man.
Screw you, I was gonna make that joke and you beat me to it, damn it!
Whereupon Lord Rale may get fucked.
Alright. Now then.
My Neighbor Totoro is a nice classic of a movie.
That is older than a lot of
Yep. I mean, I'm of the opinion that there's not really a wrong answer for favorite Disney movie. Or not Disney, Ghibli movie. More missiles. Like, my favorite Ghibli movie is, Howl's Moving Castle.
Hey Ramshackle, nothing wrong with what you said there, but Twitch doesn't like that shortening of that ethnic name. So let's it's fine with what you said, just be careful about using that shortening because some people
It's
get
one of
antsy
those
about that one.
terms that tends to be a flag for. Sure, I'll say it. It's one of those terms that tends to be a flag for racists to signal themselves to others without saying it out loud.
Yeah. And again, that's not really our decision, that's Twitch being twitchy.
Yeah, and like we're well aware that's probably not what you were going for, but
Oh,
it's
I doubt
one
it.
of those things
Yeah.
that I've seen come up before in other stuff. So
Yeah.
Well, so I will also say that when I started like getting back into that stuff because I was kind of pre-screening it for Squeaker, I actually found myself once or twice using that term that Ramshackle just did, and just because you hear it so much. Given the World War II videos in that context and stuff like that. And it really kind of brought home the whole, like if you don't, pay attention to what you're saying and what, whatnot, then you can quite easily fall into these
Patterns.
Yeah, these patterns of using this language, which, it's not kosher, for lack of Yes.
Goyim, please.
I'm co-opting your Boy, and I cannot emphasize this enough.
They. Also, quit stealing that line that I stole from Paladin.
Wait, you stole that from Paladin?
Yeah, he did it once, and then after that I'm like, okay, I'm adopting that.
Cannot make these jokes on stream! Storm! I want to say bad things to
Rail's not
you.
responsible for his streams getting canceled.
No, we're going to behave. It's one of those things that, like, people, if they didn't know us, you know, if you heard us talking to each other, you would think, how are these people?
Propagander isn't just a Brit taking a good look after all, says Baron of Derbyshire. Samus has streak SRMs. Ramshackle just accidentally popped their jaw by yawning.
And yes, Samus has streak SRMs, and I sometimes forget I can do that. And like the earlier boss fight, normally I don't use that during that boss fight. I didn't realize how much it simplified that fight.
Ramshackle, I suggest you find either a chiropractor or a bonomancer. To fix that.
I know you said bono, but I heard boner. A boner man.
No, that's a completely different profession.
Isn't that just another name for a adult film star?
You know what? I have no room to complain.
I regret nothing.
Okay Mo is in chat being Okay Mo. Dun 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 dun.
No.
Okay, Mo is in
Mustard
chat,
broke the
judging
water
us
seal.
silently.
There's nothing silent about what Mo does. He gets arrested for piracy on the regular.
Yeah, he's a high seas pirate.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ramshackle.
Look, man.
That does suck. I know that feeling of stuff just sometimes pops out of place, so I've got a rib that does that.
Mercury Alpha X says invest in Dr. Psydoc's anti-murder boner pills. Take two if murder boner lasts for more than 4 hours.
No, he's a quack.
Mo needs to see if the Albanian government will issue him a letter of marque. Oh, shit. So he was setting up a tent for a sale, and apparently the muster exploded.
Can you not explode the mustard, Mo?
Yeah, that caused a lot of deaths in World War
Yeah, Mo, you need to not blow up the mustard,
That joke's for gas.
dude. No, it's not. It's spicy.
I.
Do you get it? Do you get it, Rale? Do you see Rale? Do you
For some reason, my brain farted and... For some reason, my brain farted
Yes!
and went somewhere between history and the game Clue and came to Mustard's Last Stand.
Storm, did you see what I posted last night in the group chat?
Oh, let me see. I am not sure I did. Let's see. Maybe it's a ways up. No, I can't find anything you posted other than oh, just a comment. I was looking for a picture. Okay, yeah. I was looking for a picture. Yep. Load me in the cannon, Mehmed. Constantinople is ours.
Storm!
Get the works. It's no
Constant.
nobody's business but the Turks.
Constantinople was Istanbul. Now, misplaced Quasar. Never feel bad for laughing at some jokes, even if they're terrible, because laughter is stress relief.
So, I've talked about this before, my opinion on, like, bad jokes and dark jokes. Laughter is, like, one of the hard counters to grief. So, by laughing at something, you take away some of the power over you. Mind you, this does not apply to everybody. Not everybody can laugh at everything. Some people are not at that stage of grief where they can do so. So it's important to, know your audience and be like, some people, this is not okay to make this joke around.
And it's also important to remember that, there's healthy and unhealthy coping mechanisms.
Yeah. But it's the whole thing of if someone's making a joke in good faith, that's one thing. There are people who make those jokes in bad faith, and that's a whole different thing where I'm like, no.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking so much about the joke maker. I'm talking about if you have an automatic response to laugh, don't feel bad about an automatic response that is ultimately some kind of defense mechanism, or relief mechanism, I should say.
Yeah.
I mean, my two criteria for any humor, and I mean anything, including spicy humor and whatnot, so there's two conditions. The first of which is it has to be done not mean-spirited. Right, so the person saying something should not actually be, whatever. So
agreeable.
In good faith.
Yeah, in good faith. Okay, we'll use that. The second criteria is that everybody who is participating in the joke, meaning the person who's telling it and the person and the peoples who are hearing it, have to be okay with it because some people don't like some kind of humor. So basically, there has to be consent to receive the humor. Now, that's not to say that, you may hear something and then, there's one thing that eventually does offend you. And if that's the case, that's fair. But again, consent and good faith are the two, that's really only the two criteria as far as I'm concerned for jokes. And some jokes will eventually transgress personal boundaries.
Yeah, because opinions and everything change over time. Like, that's not immutable law.
Yes. And it's important to remember that if it's one of those situations where, there is good faith and consent across the board and something does transgress, it's important.
Then you simply...
Yeah, you can say something about it, and everybody should be an adult. They're like, okay, I recognize that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. We'll do this in the future, blah, 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 and you go right on doing whatever.
Yeah, like I actually had that the other day with a friend of ours in the the Legion, where, I took a joke too far, and he's like, Storm, no. And I was worried that I had really, offended him. And then, he's right back to showing me his insane Factorio campaign. Like nothing happened. Like he handled it appropriately. He's like, no, Storm, that's a boundary. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean, I don't even usually remember the stuff that crosses what few boundaries I do have.
Yeah. And then, of course, I get to watch... Yeah, and then I get to watch Whacker whinge in pain because how other people play Factorio.
Yeah. That's part of why I like dad jokes, though, because usually, most of the time, it's just puns. It's completely inoffensive. Like, you can make offensive dad jokes, but you
No. Rale. Your puns are the definition of offensive.
Offensive to the English language.
No, offensive as in they're deployed in military tactics.
Ah, fair. That's not correct.
Go over to the other wall and shoot a fucking missile at it. Or you can sit there and try to aim horribly.
And I pulled it off. I didn't have to worry about timing the jump. Okay,
So, Yeah, so I haven't watched it myself, Ramshackle, but my guitarist did, and he actually told me about that one. He said it's, you forget that it's not like the Bugs Bunny cartoons were ever explicitly for kids or adults. They were cartoons, you know, that sort of mentality hadn't occurred yet. But, that it's still strange to watch something where, modernized Looney Tunes did veer into the idea of, well, it's for kids, but we're going to hide stuff in there for the adults. It's like, it shouldn't be surprising, but it still is when you run into it.
I mean, there was quite a bit of Disney and Looney Tunes cartoons that were aimed squarely at, like, adult military service members during World War II.
That's what I mean. Like Looney Tunes was not explicitly for kids, even though we think of it as being for kids.
Yeah. And that's because America hit the whole cartoon thing. Which I think is because wasn't animation like cheaper at the time than live action, so it became easier to make kids shows that were animated. Also, another thing with animating TV shows is you don't have to worry about dealing with child actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Much easier when I have the multi-jump.
Morky Path? Morky Path. Morky Path.
What the hell are you saying again?
Morky Path.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Fifth Element? Rale, have you seriously not seen the Fifth Element?
I have seen the Fifth Element, but I don't remember that bit.
Lilu Dallas Multipass. Rale.
If that is like relatively obscure,
wrongulate you
most of my memory of that
to the
is
most
the
thorough
fucking opera
extent
singer,
allowable
because
under international law.
the opera singer in that is just absolute wacky. Look into the shit that he did. Fox could provide more context and information than I can. Huh? I thought that was one of the ones that were like, holy shit. Oh, okay. So that movie, it's auto-tuned, but there is a woman who's almost managed to do that whole vocal bit without auto-tune, which is insane. Between me and Fox, she is definitely the musical one. Okay.
Rale.
Here. Okay, one sec. I'm reading what Basara posted.
Ramshackle, no! My health!
What did Ramshackle say this time?
And now a heart-clogging thought. A personal pan pizza topped with fries, a burger, Swiss cheese, bacon, and another personal pan pizza.
So, assuming I'm reading that right, Basara, it was just like the shocked reaction to this guy you knew was gay? Or that the other person's shocked reaction to this guy being gay?
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about.
Okay. The story is a little rough in text.
Yep. Cecily, fine.
Oh god, I just remembered. So, me and Pox are playing Pokemon. And, one of our things is we're catching every Pokemon and we're also nicknaming every Pokemon. I named my Magic card Diem. Magic card Diem.
Oh, and I cannot emphasize this enough. Dare.
I don't consent to be on the stream anymore.
Lol. Oh, I see. Basara said the cousin wasn't expecting the group joke boundaries to had lowered so much in his absence.
Oh yeah, Fox has an Inteleon on our previous save. Inteleon is a water-type lizard who looks like an actor who looks like James Bond. She named him James Bond.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's an actual. I think that was on PlayStation, original PlayStation. Ah, yes. Do like Rale does. Aim for the butt. Why did you observe it?
Because it's a boss, you don't have to know.
But
Yes, Whacker?
God damn it. Oh, I hate this boss. It's not a hard boss, it's just tedious.
Yeah. So, I got a bunch of video files yesterday for the concert from a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do a full-on big concert video thing. And one of the difficulties, of course, with something like this is you have to take multiple cameras, make sure they're synced up to each other exactly in time, and then sync that all up to the music, etc. And then you can start editing the music and blah blah blah. So right, it's a whole process. But I finally got the files from one of the cameramen who failed to get me the files at the concert, which, you know, students, whatever.
having freshmen and sophomores do your camera work isn't always the best idea in the world, and I just learned why. Because he sent me the files in literally the opposite format that he was supposed to. And so now I have to go through and convert 100 files. And I can only convert them about 3 or 4 at a time, and they take about 10 minutes to convert. So yeah, video editing can be a bitch sometimes. And it's not even the editing. It's the asset management. Also, I shouldn't complain too much about student work. Like, they're learning, and that's all good and well. It's just, since this was also a somewhat professional event, or not somewhat, it was a professional event. So it's just like, students. Old man grumbling intensifies.
Old man noises.
Old man, look at my life.
I wish Andy. But he's with his mom right now.
Yeah. There's that old thing about family being important. Strangely, it is. Whacker will be back shortly. He got important phone call. That is something I'm appreciating about a lot of recent anime, and when I say recent, I mean past 5, 6, 7 years. It's not like this was ever absent in anime, but a lot of times it was shied away from. But a lot of more recent anime is willing to deal in bittersweet or even somber. Like, well, I mean, let's use the obvious example, Frieren. Frieren manages... Yeah, it manages to tackle an emotional range that I think deserves to be and needs to be talked about as part of the human experience. But we often shy away from it because, well, we tend to think of entertainment as for, you know, escapism and so forth. So, like, the one I've been watching, Kataro, there's Frieren. If you want to go to the extreme end, there's To Your Eternity. But even, like, some of the shonen stuff, like, I say recent, it's only somewhat recent, but, like, Demon Slayer allowing itself to work in concepts like melancholy. Whereas, you know, before, you didn't really have as many animes, especially in the shonen space, but really in the general space, that dealt with those heavier emotions that were getting, you know, kind of front-page publication. So, like, there's always been anime that did deal in stuff like that. Like, Cowboy Bebop is actually a really good example. Because that's a story about really bad coping strategies. But that just hasn't been common in the face of, say, like, the success of... Let's use, for example, like, Naruto or Pokemon or...
I mean,
you know, bright, happy anime.
yeah, my
It can
argument
have...
is
Yeah.
that very valid method. It's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
difference between Evangelion and Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
Like, these
Although
are
I-
both important emotions we need to learn is, one,
Yeah.
how to deal with grief, and two, we're like resistance in the face of grief.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't think the latter is any better or worse than the former. Just that the former often was getting... It feels like the former gets ignored at times.
A lot of it does also depend on, like, the state of the world, because generally media tends to be a reaction to the state
Oh,
of
yeah.
the world. So if people are feeling melancholy, they'll create media that's designed to help deal with those feelings of melancholy and process
Yeah.
it.
Also, it's why, for example, in contrast to Evangelion, I actually prefer the anime Razafon. And if you ever get the chance, poke Lady Red about Razafon, and she will go into a whole, 9-point thesis on it.
I need to watch Rosafon at some point.
Yeah, it's something that very clearly was a response to Evangelion.
I mean, Gurren Lagann is straight up a response from the same author.
Yeah, and it basically kind of Evangelion, at least the original Evangelion, very much had this notion of it feels like the world is ending, and in fact the world is ending in that story. Whereas Razafon's message is, no, it only felt like the world was ending.
This part. Shoot, I really want Whacker to see this, but we don't know how long this will be gone.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, no,
Huh?
that present. You can always watch them on.
Yes. Oh, look! A large glass shaft. I wonder if that will come up later. Yes, misplaced. It is challenging.
Skeletor, Elven Light is a show that I have mixed feelings about. There's some stuff in that is in this episode, the author's barely disguised fetish. And there's other stuff that actually hits hard, and I'm torn between those two.
Yeah, Elfen Light is one I could never get into because I'm going to actually only slightly disagree with what you said, Rale. A lot of it felt like the author's explicitly advertised fetish.
Fair. Explicitly advertised is entirely fair, especially with the gratuity of the first episode.
Yeah.
Elven Light is not something I can honestly suggest to people to watch. I do suggest listen to the opening, because the opening is straight up beautiful.
Yeah, and again, I'm not saying the anime has no value, it's just I wasn't able to deal with... It made me feel slimy in parts.
Yeah, it's not that the ending is not valuable, it's that it's got questionable choices.
But yeah, I think it does serve as a possibly a good example of what we're talking about, especially if the story does get into some of those heavier moments.
Oh yeah, no, the Elfen Light gets some dark stuff.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the exact line, but...
Okay, Ramshackle. Having a mech bigger than the event horizon is not a questionable choice. It is a fucking awesome choice. How dare you, sir? On that note, I'm super excited for the Gurren Lagann versus White Lantern Death Battle coming up. Even if I have the distinct feeling, given how much Death Battle tends to favor DC characters.
Yes.
Episode that people are upset about.
I've not had my ear to the ground on that.
We're not unhappy.
Okay. I will leave it at that.
But yeah, I am of the opinion Simon's win, but that's also because Simon's whole power set is trying to stop him is a bad plan. The only way to beat Simon is to do not engage. There's a reason that the Anti-Spiral's whole MO was make them too depressed to pick that fight, because if they pick that fight, they will win.
Yeah.
You have to break their spirit, and canonically, Simon's spirit is unbreakable.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact phrasing, but in Kataro, the one I've been watching lately, there comes a part where, because there's all the supernatural stuff, one of these characters tries to bring back a dead loved one, because that dead loved one was mortal. They, not spirit creature of any kind. That bringing them back only serves to like make an abomination out of something that resembles who they once were, but it's not really them.
Oh, so
And
like,
yeah, something to that effect, essentially. But there comes this point where the father, who's the otherwise like sweetest, most down to earth, like proper father type character, knows how to instruct, but also knows how to comfort, has to very plainly say to the child that they're dealing with, dead is dead. There's no changing that. It's like, that's an important lesson. It's also a harsh lesson, and our culture, like, shies away from it, at least around kids. Well, no, around adults, too.
lots of people don't want to have to confront those feelings. Which
I am
might-
back.
In all fairness, I can understand why sometimes confronting that stuff is hard, but it is something that sooner or later all of us are going to have to do. It's the one, like, guaranteed you are going to have to deal with people passing away.
So I came in back at the very end of this. What I will say is, having, had to deal with this topic myself.
I think we all have at some point, yeah.
Well, with a child, there is a lot of pushback against the, like, shying away from this topic
Yeah.
when it comes to children. Like, there is a lot of, guidance, thought about how to, word this with children, and the wording is pretty straightforward. Like, you're not supposed to say they passed on or blah, blah, blah. You're supposed to basically confront it head on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, so part of the context was that anime I've been watching, Kitaro. There was this moment where, like, the super sweet dad character, the one who you expect absolutely no, like, meanness from, still is capable of being very directly honest and has to explain to a child at some point, there's no bringing them back, dead is dead. And it's like, that seems harsh, especially when talking to, say, like a 6-year-old. But you also don't want to leave that 6-year-old under the impression that, grandma's coming back or something like that.
Well, and I think that's the current logic, why, the current psychology approach from a child's perspective is to, be, it's not harsh, but it's not ambiguous. It's like you can still say things in a way that,
Kids are dumb, but they are way more perceptive than able to process things.
yeah, and it's like, you don't want to be mean, you don't want to be a dick, but you also don't want to, tell them something that is untrue or lead them to believe something that is untrue.
Yeah.
Also, one of the better that just reminded me of a really good statement I'd heard recently. Your feelings are valid. The way you are coping with them right now is not. There it is.
Yeah.
Which is lots of people need to feel that, I feel.
Yeah. We have been unwackered. We have been rewackered.
Fucking Discord.
What do you do this time?
It restarted itself.
Oh, well, okay. It does that from time to time.
Yeah, it does.
Baron of Derbyshire puts it a good way. Kids aren't stupid. Dumb, sure, but not stupid. I believe the correct terminology would be ignorant, but again, that's technically, I know what people mean when they say that. 'Cause kids actually learn way faster than we do in that regard. They're leagues more intelligent than we are, but they're also coming from a point of zero knowledge. Whereas we have, lifetimes of stored up knowledge.
feel that the dumb kind of peaks in high school.
Yeah, because they're now... Well, because now they're testing their ignorance against having power to do something.
Yeah.
This keeps happening to us. Like, Crispy's stream the other day turned from, you know, normal shitpost to the philosophy of aesthetics in art, and stuff like that. And then here we are. It's like, we're playing Metroid. We're talking about anime and death. We must discuss death. And parenting philosophy.
That's also why I...
Just discussing these topics. And
Yeah.
when a lot of what we discuss is going to be like an interpretation of the video, that's going to lean towards what subject we're supposed to talk about in some of our
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, makes sense. Perfectly cromulent.
This time I know we don't find flat and very helpful that another Please, bad touch. Okay. Alright. There we go. Woo!
Boom boom. Is that number 5 or number 6?
I don't know. But I'm pretty sure we get plasma beam from him. Wait, oh yeah, the wave beam. I think we
Yeah,
already
you get to
have
shoot through
plasma
walls.
beam. Yep. We can also destroy wave beam covers. Yeah.
Also, if you get the chance, there's a really good show on Apple TV that my rabbi's been showing me called Severance.
Okay.
Kind of a weird cerebral sci-fi, so kind of in the same vein as like X-Files and Twin Peaks. But the premise is there's a process called severance where you essentially divide up your brain into two sets of memories, where you're conscious, one part of you is conscious and remembers a certain set of memories at one moment, and then when that deactivates, the other part of you becomes conscious and has a different set of memories, and the two are aware that they are severed like this, but they aren't aware of each other. They are aware the other one exists, but they will never know anything about the other one's life.
Yeah.
And this is used in kind of a weird, well, in a scary way, which is it's used by people at their job. So you have people who don't know what they do at work, and then the them that's at work has no concept of the world outside of work.
Ugh, no thank you.
And well, yeah, no, and it's not meant to be a happy thing. This is definitely a dark sort of like it's dark comedy, mystery, sci-fi horror.
So there's stuff I've seen before, and I don't know how. Don't know much of the science on it myself, but if I remember correctly, it's like they separated like left and right side versus the brain. And,
Yes.
like they'll control different parts of the body and essentially be a whole different person.
Yeah, and they've found that like sufficient brain damage can be personality altering. It's a lot based on a lot of ideas like that.
Is that why you're such an asshole, Storm?
Probably. You didn't hug me enough as a child. But, but yeah, the other thing about the show, though, is as soon as you know it and you can, watch it, you will see it. But the show is directed by Ben Stiller. And it reads like it's directed by Ben Stiller.
So no, Samus did something weird thingy with her arm. That's new.
Did she really, though?
Well, she was about to. It was all glowing and shit. And someone's watching her. Oh, look, the bad guy is watching her. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. I think this is the last one.
No, Mercury, we don't need more glue snacks.
I just ate some cookies.
Cookies are excellent. Nice. It's Ether, the Booze Wizard, with his 69 bits. Nice.
Much appreciated, Ether.
It is Lord Ether. Well, obviously not. You'd be dead if it was.
Yeah, very much so. Oh, we still gotta fight a boss.
Behold, the Moonwalk of Death.
Don't mind me, I'm dumb.
Okay, I will not.
Wow.
See, I'm not minding Rale now.
I'm not minding you either, Rale. Are we helping?
I believe we're helping. We also need to teach children about the horrific inevitability of math.
Wait.
And how...
You need a what?
And how people who love math are basically Satanists. No.
Hey now.
You're a rock star, get your game on, go play?
Context for those who don't know, I'm a statistic.
Yeah, calculated, idiot.
Storm.
Yes, Papa?
You're not allowed to use any mathematical related terms.
Mathematical.
Pythagoras.
Don't ever say that word again in that tone of voice.
Pythagoras! Pythagoras!
Rale, I blame you for this.
Pythagoras Metroid Dread.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I actually do like math. I am a musician and sound engineer, so I kind of need to. I'm just saying this to get, sillies at Rale.
He's not good at it, though.
Oh, I'm terrible at that. I memorize shit like up and down, but math I suck. Pick up your calculators, it's time to sin. Oh, calculators. You misspelled calculators to canculators, and now I want to know what a canculator is.
It's where you do math by
lapping your cankles together.
No, like using your because like your cankles are all bloated from your diabetes, where you like push the indents into the skin. Like, you started this. It's your fault.
Dinner will be, and I emphasize this, meatloaf. Pythagorean meatloaf.
I don't know why I got out of bed today.
It's a good thing, this place.
No, it's a bad. It's full of bad horses.
No, I'm saying that getting your kiddos to understand the value of math is in fact important.
Oh, yeah. That's
Also,
like
now
pyramids
we no
and...
longer, like, open their mouth and blast them in the throat. Now we just drain their goddamn soul.
That's certainly something, Rale.
Yeah. No, what was it that my brain was on? Oh, yeah. Yeah, with math, you can do wonderful things like build pyramids and nuclear bombs.
Oh, speaking of nuclear bombs, power bomb acquired.
Haha!
Yeah.
It's pronounced nuclear. The S is silent.
Nuclear vessels.
The missile knows where it is, but it knows where it isn't.
No.
The fireball knows where it is because it knows where...
No.
This better be take-off fucking urgent.
Whacker, I forgot to tell you I caught a Krabby and immediately named it Whacker.
I mean, okay.
The crab Pokemon is now Whacker.
It checks out.
So apparently in Pokemon Sword and Shield, you can't name a Pokemon Shaggy.
Why not?
Because it's Shaggy, I'm assuming.
Oh, like the online feature that keeps you from doing that, or?
Yeah.
Glorious.
Probably because it's a fucking copyrighted other cartoon character.
Oh look, a glass chamber. I wonder if this will get broken.
Side note though, fun fact. Lupin and Shaggy have similar art, or similar, like, what they story concepts, like Lupin the Third.
I hated that anime.
Okay, why do you hate
Fucking boring as shit.
which part? Because
All of it.
so Whacker doesn't like fun, and why am I saying that? Like that's something we didn't already know.
Astro. I don't know why you did either, but the Kanker sisters are some of the most upsetting characters in
Oh yeah.
American cartoon history.
I can't stand the Kanker sisters stuff.
You have the natural history. I have detected a fortress in the sky, high above and beyond.
I have no idea what that is.
Samus.
So in Ed, Edd and Eddy, there was a trio of kind of like bad woods redneck
God.
girls
Trailer
called the
trash.
Canker
That's what they are.
Trailer Trash Girls, called the Canker Sisters, who basically were the kind of primary tormentor characters for the others.
Not really primary, more like secondary.
Also, hello Colossus, welcome for your first time chat. Yes, this is a vanilla run. Rale is currently the one streaming and playing. We are
Rale
WBPL 7.
Playing horribly.
We are WBPL 76, legally defined as entertainment. Rudely interrupting me. Yeah, rudely interrupting me is Whacker. I'm Stormsong, and yes, Rale is hosting.
Hello, yes, I am Rale. Hi there. Hi, Diddly Ho. New friendaloon. Please, no, I am not good at this game. We are on normal, and I am honestly considering, when we get to the final boss, switching off my other personal profile that's on easy mode, because the only difference is it takes less damage, where I've already 100%ed it altogether.
Curious, Colossus, do you come here via... do you come to us via knowledge of WBPL or via Metroid tags? Yeah, we're gonna have to work on your gain a little bit, Rale.
At some point. At least we don't have
Rale...
to, like game like we do with YouTube.
Lol.
I feel like there was an insinuation there, Rale.
Yeah, there was 100% an insinuation there, Whacker.
Rale.
You got no game.
Rale.
Whacker's the one of us that's actually reproduced.
Yeah, man.
Yes. But yeah, welcome, Colossus. WBPL is a variety channel, so there's about 40 of us that stream on here actively, and like another 40 or 60 that just show up.
Again, I am not good at this game. Context is for the whole thing with my stream. So I specifically play Nintendo games. Most of our streams are not Nintendo games. I think me and Script are the only two who regularly play Nintendo stuff.
Yes.
And part of that is because a lot of the community, the WBPL 786, the Black Pants Legion, and the Auxiliary, do not usually tend to have as many, especially newer Nintendo systems. So the whole
Actually, Rale, you are substantially quiet. Like, the music is eating you.
What the hell? One moment. That's
Everyone thought you were just being quiet.
Nope. Okay, how about now? Better?
Let's try that.
Chat, can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Oh yeah, no.
Now
you. That much
There we go.
better.
Yeah.
I had to turn my
now
gain
we
up
good.
on my microphone. Like I said, new house, so all my audio setup is goofed, and I have to retune everything.
He has learned the ways. Quote 10151 WBPL 76. It's like your local community access station took a shot of Malort and started playing with matches. UNC Samurai.
Ugh, my organs.
That's probably the best word description I've ever heard. Good job, UNC. Good job. Well done.
There it is.
Now we reach the stage of every Metroid game where Samus becomes a walking ball of violence.
Are you near the end of the game?
Yes. Actually.
She has gravity, plasma, and
I have the
Screwball.
I'm pretty sure I have all the equipment in the game.
Do you think you're going to be finishing tonight?
Okay, so there's two options. One, I can actually stream me running around, flailing about, and trying to get all the 100% items after I beat this boss. Or two, I have a 100% save file that's just on lower difficulty.
Mm-hmm. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave us here in about 5 minutes for work purposes.
It is 3 o'clock, Rale. How long is your slot?
Oh, yeah. Wait. My clock says it's only almost 2.
Bear in mind time zones.
I didn't think I switched time zones.
It's almost 3 o'clock Eastern.
Oh. Yeah, I've got another hour left.
Yeah, so...
Your stream is from 12 to 3 Eastern.
No. My stream was 12 to 3 Central.
Well, you started at 12 o'clock Eastern, Rale.
Did I start early today on accident?
No. I think Whacker's having a senior moment.
Yeah, Whacker's having a senior moment. Yeah, it's almost 2 o'clock Central.
Did you start at 1?
Yeah, I started at 1.
Yeah, we started at what's normally 11 o'clock for me, so...
Yeah, look at when I
Okay.
messaged you.
Yeah.
Okay, Whacker had a senior moment. Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we started at 1 Eastern. Okay, never mind.
Nope, there I go.
Right as we established Whacker had a senior moment, the little Steam, like, so-and-so is playing this game right now popped up, and it was Gonzo, and I felt like it was Gonzo being aware that you just fucked up.
I don't like that I can hear his voice in my head sometimes.
I love Gonzo Tom. He explodes everything with his voice. Ruler over Pakistan. Actually, given the current state of affairs, maybe we shouldn't sing that.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, that's wrong. It's still a good song.
Yay!
There was war, there was damage.
Dun, 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 dun. But, yeah.
I fucked up. I got to the goddamn end of it and then fucked up at the last moment. Colossus is faster with storm missiles, but because my hands are kind of fucked, I have issues with keeping a hold on the storm missile button and also dodging at the same time.
Sounds like excuses to me. Not necessarily that excuse.
It's a valid
but it is an
excuse,
excuse.
but it is an excuse, yes.
Anyways, I must be going, lads, so I'm off to a world of studio engineering, and the rest of you have a good day.
All
Farewell. Yeet!
What is this boss supposed to be? Is this supposed to be like one of the pirates?
This is one of the Chozo guards that's been taken over by the X.
No. feel we've got another troll in chat, Rale. Storm Song and a bunch of numbers said turkey bacon is the best bacon. I'm going to see if I can get that.
There we go. Misplaced Quasar. From experience, not all bacon is good. The Fox just turned to me and said turkey bacon is not good.
She's generally correct about that. I will say, though, that the turkey pepperoni fucking slaps.
I mean, yeah, but that's just pepperoni. Most pepperoni doesn't matter the kind of meat you put into it because you're loading it down with so many spices.
Aiden, if you wish to join us, you may do so.
Yeah, Ivan, you are welcome to join us. So, actually, if I can beat the last boss fight. Unavailable due to doggos?
Okay,
I mean,
well,
I won't be bothered by doggos, but...
Look, if you're not going to join us, at least put Saris on voice chat with us, okay?
Puffer noises are the best noises.
They are the best noises.
Mercury, I'm pretty sure Aiden's on the list of people who shares the brain cell with me, Whacker, Storm, and Andy. And Fox holds custody of the brain. Fox and Lady Red have split custody of the brain cell that we share. Okay, we're gonna trigger the cutscene on this. I'm probably going to die.
Totally triggered.
No, I didn't. Fox and Lady Red are the stewards of the brain cell. Me, you, Whacker, Andy, and Storm just use it once in a while.
Don't you lump me in with you miscreants.
It appears your Metroid DNA has caused you to become a Metroid. Ordinarily, this would have happened immediately after the DNA transplant. Your Voha genes must have slowed down the process. They were the only tribe capable of controlling the Metroids.
Basically, Samus's original genetic modification that allows her to use Chozo tech slowed down her transformation into a Metroid.
Though you possess their DNA, you are not a Voha. Your physical prowess suggests that you must
So
also
she's
possess
a thirst trap
DNA.
Metroid now.
So the Thoha were like the wisdom tribe, the scientists, and the Makin were the warriors. So this shows that she has both types of Chozo DNA.
Metroids are programmed to identify Makin as enemies. This suggests
Of
what
course
they
she
believe.
does.
It is very probable that your
Why wouldn't
metamorphosis
she?
occurred as a result of Raven Beak's attack. This presence awakened the Metroid's killer instinct. Since then, your metamorphosis has accelerated. It can no longer be controlled. You are now a Metroid, Samus Aran. Your very existence poses a great threat to the galaxy. However,
Yes,
there's
I
no
and the
need to
Thoha
fear.
were the
You can
nerds.
still contribute to
Hey, have you heard? The bird is the
You only
nerd.
use your new powers.
Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the nerd. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the...
bird.
You need to use your new power correctly.
You have
Notice
followed
also,
my instructions faithfully so far. Continue to do so. It's that simple.
again, it's been calling her Samus.
Performance here on TV
Her robot
is
AI
satisfactory.
does not
As
call
I
her
hope,
Samus, it
has
calls her
even
Lady.
awakened your Metroid powers.
Yes,
I
that
was
was
trying to let you
established
know
in
during our
Fusion
first encounter.
Atoms.
That one
Yep.
glimpse you showed told me everything. Submit and offer up your power. My plan is the only way to bring order to the galaxy. Fulfill your destiny, Samus. This is an order. Disobedience will not be tolerated.
Aiden is making unkind comments about our persons, Rale.
Man, I've got bronchitis. I should not be touching the brain cell. It'll be bad for everyone else.
Yeah, Aiden, he's got his monthly tuberculosis infection.
Ready for me to get my shit rocked? Cause oh boy. Ah, crap. Yeah. Fuck. Dick.
Black holes.
No.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The world.
Oh god. Hey Dios. Balls!
Aiden is saying he's invulnerable until he does the parry thing, so you're just wasting your missiles.
Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay. So parrying him is the only way. Noted. Alright. If we're gonna go ahead and just fight this final boss, we're switching to the profile that has 100% items. Yes, I know it's rookie mode, but all that does in this game is decrease the amount of damage I take from the boss, which I need anyways. I don't want to have to try and get all of the 100% items on stream, because that's the other option, is that I go and do that on normal mode.
No. Rale. The kryptonite for Aiden is reminding him about the sheer levels of skill that he played XCOM with. Especially against the Muttons.
Aiden, I know I probably don't need 100% item, 100%, but I want to have it. Also not dignifying that with a response. Ha!
What's wrong, Aiden? Does the truth hurt? We're sorry.
How many Deer Nut Tycoons did you go through, Aiden?
Has caused you to become a Metroid. Ordinarily, this would have happened immediately after the DS transfer.
You can judge me all you want, it can't be any worse than what happened with Mario.
Your Pokemon have slowed down the process.
Yeah, I feel like that's the low spot of gaming on WBP. Rale, that was bad. Oh. I didn't die to the first fucking Goomba.
I died to the first Goomba twice.
Yeah, I fucking didn't when I played it when I was a wee lad.
Normally I wouldn't die to the first fucking Goomba, but I was apparently off my game that night.
That's one way of phrasing it. Oh,
Oh, crap, 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 crap. Go. Oh. Why doesn't Samus get the big wide area beam thing? Where's that Chozo tech on her list of shit? Look, he gets a friggin' beam saber from that thing and fires them up. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, missed it. Oh.
So, why is this thing trying to kill you?
Because we won't listen to him and he wants to use our power to take over the galaxy.
Oh. That's kind of
He's also responsible for the death of quote-unquote Samus's parents. Even though it's implied from the previous scene that his DNA was used in Samus's augmentations. Whacker, please keep an eye on chat, because I can't right now. Now he fucking flies. Ow.
This boss's name is officially Dickless Failure of a Warlord who got his whole tribe killed.
Oh no, murdered his whole tribe. I hate this part. I've never actually beaten this boss, by the way, so if I pull it off this time, it'll be my first time on... Oh god!
Can't you hit him now? I mean, he's not...
Yes, I could hit him now.
Well, shoot his ass.
Ow. That will eat my health bar, though. Look at that, he has machine gun mode.
Yeah.
Word man!
That's kind of bullshit that he's got an ancient 42 down.
Did we do it? Oh, he took a wing off at least.
Oh, now we should start singing One Winged Angel.
That's hardcore.
He's like, told you I was hardcore.
Oh no. I don't know how to...
What?
Oh god, I don't know what I'm doing.
Can you blow up the sun?
I don't know. I'm getting wall fucked right now. Read
Power
chat,
bomb.
they might be telling me
Power
how to
bomb.
beat this.
Power bomb.
Wait.
Power bomb.
Noted, thank you, chat. Dumb.
Come on.
I'm a little annoyed Powerbomb doesn't also hurt him, but I'll take it. Let me pop out of his range. I dodged it, at least. Oh.
Apparently, beams work better than missiles.
Oh, okay.
Power bomb.
I need to stop jumping that when I should be fighting it. For the cutscene.
You can still parry with lunge attacks.
I think I goofed the combo up there. Find out.
There you go.
Yes, eat his fucking soul!
Yours is the hand that will pierce the heavens.
My controller is vibrating. Something's going down.
Is she gonna rip his fucking head off?
She just knocked his helmet completely off.
So this is Super Samus.
She
Like
doing
Super
the
Saiyan?
big suck. Well played, Aiden. This is
Fucking
why I wanted
horrible.
you to join me for this one, but I said it's okay. Yeah.
Why does she look different?
Because their suit's also evolved. Uh-oh.
Right, so this is now X-Turkey.
That fucking...
Oh, that's lovely! Look at what... Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, you did get the thing.
Eat shit!
Oh, and she's got his laser fucking beam. Who ever heard of a fat chozo?
Got that mother brain hyper laser again. Uh-oh. Well, but I can do that. That's cool. Nope. I'm glad the laser just opens every door, apparently.
I mean, that's very Metroid.
Nope, nope.
Up go. Up go.
I don't know where my ship is. Ah, there. The hyper beam door. I'm a Pokemon now. I know hyper beam.
I don't get it, but okay.
No, bad. No, bad.
Keep going.
That door. That door apparently doesn't open. Okay, it's gotta be this way. Up, up. I hope you learned how to do the all the way up jump, because oh god, you're gonna need it.
Oh, good.
And sequel shit.
You're good. Keep going.
My ship! To the chopper.
You drain the ship of its energy.
Who is that?
That's the Chozo that helped us earlier and promptly got stabbed in the back and then revived as next. Woo!
How many fucking planets does Samus have on her kill count at this point?
To be fair, it's never actually her, it just happens to be...
No, it's on her. How many planets?
At least 3, I think? Oh, you. The answer is yes.
So, did you actually... You said you haven't beaten the game yet?
Yes, this is the first time I've beaten this game. I've gotten to this point before, to the boss fight before, but never bothered to do it. Okay, that Aiden's fair. SR-388 was deliberately her. But a lot of them are like the pirates set us up the bomb. And to be fair to Samus, most of the stuff that she ends up running into somehow always ends up being the only solution to this is to blow up the whole damn planet, just to be sure.
I mean, that's fair. Ugh.
It's not her fault everyone keeps setting up their bases to be, you know, catastrophic to the planet entirely if they fail. It just happens. Planets keep
The space
exploding.
tank. The Space Hate Convention.
So now for the real problem. What am I gonna play next?
Huh?
What am I gonna play next?
I don't know. What's on your list?
So part of me wants to do Xenoblade Chronicles, but to do that I wanted to start with the first game and go through them in order. And I don't own the first game currently. And I do not have the, because move stuff, I do not have the money to buy. I am not doing OG Metroid, and I'm not doing randomized Metroid Dread. We're doing a different game other than Metroid.
Aiden, this is a false premise.
Yeah,
Rale does not possess any non-Weeb games.
I think the bigger problem is that it's my Nintendo system. I have non-Weeb games on my PC. On my Switch, it's a little harder. When we're done with the credits, because I always sit through the whole credits just as a little respect thing for the creators, we will look at my actual Switch game list. Yeah, right now it's Switch only. Switch, there's stuff that I can play like through the Switch Online. Aiden, you want... Aiden's like, Mega Man 11, like, yes, I want to see Rale be even worse at a series than he was at Metroid.
And to be fair, that's kind of Storm's jam anyway.
That is, to be fair, also Storm's jam. If you want to see Mega Man stuff, talk to Storm. Make him play it. He'll do it. I was never a funnily enough, I was a Mega Man kid, but specifically Mega Man Legends and the Battle Network games. Never the original series. Someone get this man a sandwich or a copy of the first Xenoblade game. Yeah, I do intend to play through all of Xenoblade Chronicles. As soon as jobs and stuff are sorted out. Nermentia, seriously, replay through the Battle Network games. They're actually really good games. I have the whole collection. Yeah, NT Warrior. For those who don't know, Mega Man NT Warrior was the name of the anime for the Mega Man Battle Network games. Because yes, it got an anime. And I should note, Legends is great. I'm of the opinion that Mega Man Legends and Legends 2 are the peak of Mega Man. Please note, my opinion is horrifically biased. You've all heard me talk about Star Wars. Okay, most of you have heard me talk about Star Wars. It is a shame we have not gotten the third, and like there's been pushes for it from fans. Capcom just, you know, is too busy making pachinko machines. No, I do not know if Capcom is one of the game companies that has been making the pachinko machines. I know some game companies have not been making more games because they've been making pachinko machines. You mean Capcom or Konami? Yes. I might be thinking of Konami. Konami is very pachinko-oriented. Clear time, 9 hours, 40 minutes. See you next mission. I thought this was my clear time for my personal playthrough, but me. I don't know if the Saga Collection got released on the Switch. Alright, so let's... Boss rush mode unlocked. Not gonna do that. Alright, it's time to decide on the next game. I have an argument for Dragon Quest specifically because Dragon Quest Echoes of an Elusive Age S is Switch exclusive, but not the base game, so no. We've recently done a Fire Emblem game. Pokemon, I'm holding off on doing a Pokemon game until... Aiden, that is an opinion. Okay, Dragon Quest is another series that I think you can't really go wrong with any of the Dragon Quest games. Shovel Knight is not a Switch exclusive, so remember, folks, the rule here is it has to be a Switch exclusive. We could do Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Let's see. I could do new Pokemon Snap.
And I've been talking on mute like a dumbass.
God damn it,
Rale, that rule doesn't really hold up with what you've been doing, because you've done a number of remakes.
I've done remakes, but they were still Nintendo exclusives.
Yeah.
My rule is Nintendo exclusives.
You just said Switch exclusives.
I'm sorry, but you know, so that's fair. Anything that's Nintendo exclusives. We could do Paper Mario, but I think that's been done on stream before. We did actually, no. We're gonna do The World Ends With You. I hope y'all are ready for belts, because we're gonna do The World Ends With You and its sequel, Neo: The World Ends With You. Context, the same guy who designed all the Kingdom Hearts characters, the Kingdom Hearts original characters, is the same guy who did The World Ends With You. Your pants, they are not prepared.
Okay.
It's clown shoes and belts, not all. Yes, originally The World Ends With You was a Switch game. This is the final remakes version that was made for the Switch in preparation for Neo coming out. Oh, never mind. Seriously requires... Okay, it requires the Joy-Cons, so... That or my controller just died.
Are you out of juice?
Nope, controller's not dead. Joy-Cons are being fucky, I think. My controller shouldn't be dead. It charged all night, and it can last more than a day without charging. So I think... Yep. It wants me to use Joy-Cons. The problem with this is my Joy-Cons are garbage, so never mind. We are not doing The World Ends With You.
Why do you have to use Joy-Con?
Because, okay, so the original game used the touchscreen on the, This is why we're not using my Joy-Cons, by the way, because my Joy-Cons are busted. So it uses the Joy-Cons to substitute for some of the stuff that the touchscreen did. But I don't have functioning Joy-Cons currently. So, unfortunately, we will not be able to play The World Ends With You. I'm torn on playing Neo without playing The World Ends With You first. That'll have to wait till Switch 2 comes out then. Because that I should have new Joy-Cons with and should be able to play. So we're back to trying to make a decision on a game to play.
Don't look at me. I'm going to go with Aiden's thing about what's the least weeb game you own.
Fire Emblem is not least weeb a game I know, Sir Grunk. I have finished Triangle Strategy at least once. The problem with that is it is not a Nintendo exclusive anymore. That is available on Steam, so it falls out of my list. Mario Kart is good for a one-off. The problem with doing Mario Kart is that I do want to do Golden Sun.
Didn't you just do a whole bunch of those?
I did Golden Sun on when we were streaming as part of the other streaming group.
Sure about that?
And someone else has played Golden Sun. That's the same problem with doing Kerbo, is that I did that on the other one. We are having a moment.
Why don't we take this offline?
So, Sir Grunk, the problem is not that the Joy-Cons are dead. The problem is that the Joy-Cons are straight up broken. I don't have access to Mega Man. I don't think it's even on the...
Mega Man is Storm's domain. He's already played a few of them.
I could do the Mega Man Battle Network games, but those aren't Switch exclusives. I don't think Mega Man's on any of the Nintendo stuff. Or on the, Oh, new update is about, and we'll deal with that later.
So, again... Yeah, I'm kind of...
So, Aiden, I've talked about this before, and I talked about it earlier, but my goal is to do specifically Nintendo stuff for my primary streams, because a lot of people who watch our stuff don't have modern Nintendo systems, and so they don't have the chance to play them, so it gives them the chance to still experience the stuff. Well, we can do the update. Let's see. My update should be pretty quick.
So,
oh, wait, I can
Rale,
just start software. Okay.
I still say let's discuss this offline, and maybe we can pull Aiden into it.
But, OG Nintendo, I don't see Mega Man. Yeah, it's not on here. I know someone did Golden Sun 1 recently on WBPL 76, and that's the biggest reason why I don't want to do it right now. The Game Boy Mega Man titles? Let's find out. Game Boy. Oh yeah, yep, there they are. Tell you what, Aiden, just for you, we'll do some of the Game Boy Mega Man, and I'll be horrible at it for the rest of this stream. Actually, this stream's about to end because I usually try to end it 15 minutes early now to give room for Bionic. I could also do the Legend of Zelda Oracle games. This is a thing that will be discussed further, I guess, and me and the crew, and Aiden too, will work on figuring out exactly what I'm going to play.
I have some ideas.
Whacker has some ideas.
These will be discussed at a later point in time.
Yes, Aiden, but I also value your opinion, because I've talked to you in person and we had good conversation.
Oh, well, that's at least one person, because I sure as hell
Aiden, I value your opinion. I don't always agree with it. See Castlevania anime, but you fool. .jpg. Hotel Dusk. I don't even know what Hotel Dusk is.
I heard that in Aiden's voice too.
Until then.
Yes.
Yeah, we might as well wrap up. We're close enough to the end. So, everybody, as always, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Remember you are valuable as a person. Whacker, do you have anything?
It's kind of a shit world, so be kind to yourselves, be kind to your family and friends, and be kind to strangers. Remember, the asshole that cuts you off might be doing so because he or she is working 2 jobs and late to pick up their kids and stuff like that. So work on letting stuff go. Work on being less of a dick to other people. It's fucking hard, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Being angry at people takes a lot of effort. Be lazy. Like, that's one thing where I'm like, be lazy with that. Let it go.
I disagree completely with that. I think being angry is incredibly easy. I think letting it go is actually...
Getting angry is easy, but it's also exhausting.
Well, okay, staying angry is exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, sustaining that is... Anyway, enough said.
All right, everybody, have a beautiful time. Bye!
Tear it off.